ওকে, তো এর আগে আমরা যতটা করেছিলাম সেটা হচ্ছে যে এসবিডিসি সিস্টেমে আমরা করেছিলাম যে কিছু কারণে ফল্ট কি হতে পারে, হ্যাঁ আমাদের যদি উইক সিস্টেম হয় তার জন্য কি হয়, হারমোনিক কি, এগুলো করেছিলাম। তো নেক্সট আমাদের হচ্ছে যে নেক্সট টপিক আমাদের হচ্ছে যে রেসপন্স টু এসি or ডিসি সিস্টেম, রেসপন্স টু ডিসি and এসি সিস্টেম ফল্ট। যদি if there is any তো তো তাহলে কি করতে হবে যে এটা আমাদের if there is any fault in AC and DC system, তো সেক্ষেত্রে in that case what will be our strategy of planning. Okay, here is starting. The operation of HVDC system is affected by fault on the DC line. So if there is any fault in the HVDC system, so the operation will be affected. Okay, what are the area points? That is the DC line, first one. Next is converter or the AC system. These are 3 points where fault can be arise. First one is DC line, second one is converter, and third one is AC system. The impact of the fault, is reflected through the action of converter control. Okay, in an AC system, the relays and circuit breakers are used to detect and remove fault. So for an AC system, we know that we use relays and and circuit breaker to detect and remove the fault for in case of a AC system. Next is in contrast, most fault associated with DC system are either self-clearing or are cleared through the action of converter control. So those faults which are associated with DC system, those are either self-clearing, that means that they can clear, the fault can be cleared by themselves, or that it can be cleared through action of converter control. Only in some cases it is necessary to take a bridge or an entire pole out of service. So only some cases we have to it is necessary to take a bridge and entire pole out of service, but maximum fault is self-clearing. Okay, in case of DC line, and in case of AC line, rectifier. We use relays and circuit breaker for AC lines. The converter control thus play a vital role in the satisfactory response of HVDC system to fault on the DC as well as the AC system. Okay. Next is DC. So next so there are 3 type of fault. There are 3 points where fault can be. There are 3 points where fault can be rise. That is, first one is DC in the DC line, in AC system, and converter. So first we start with DC line fault. Okay. Fault on the DC line are almost always pole to ground fault. Okay, the faults on a DC line are almost, that is in between pole to ground. A pole to pole ground fault is uncommon. Pole to pole fault is very uncommon because it requires considerable physical damage to bring the conductor of 2 poles together. Okay, so in case of DC line, there is the fault which can arise, that is pole to ground. Pole to fault did not arise in case of DC line, because if there need to be more physical damage to bring the conductor of 2 poles together. Lightning never cause a bipolar fault. Okay, a pole to ground fault blocks power transfer on that pole So what a pole to ground fault do? It drops the power transfer on the pole, and the remaining pole is virtually unaffected. Uh, so our next target is to what is the response of a normal control action. So the impact of a DC line fault on the connected AC system is not as disruptive as the AC fault. So that from here we can understand that the DC line fault on a connected system, connected AC system, is not so much disruptive as that of a AC fault. Okay. Next is our response to normal control action in case of DC fault. Here you can see this picture. Let me show you. Here you can see this is a reference picture. A short circuit in case of short circuit, it causes a momentarily that is means that in a moment if a short circuit happen in a DC line, it causes the rectifier current to increase and the inverted current to decrease. Okay, and in a short circuit that arise the problem arise. The current control of the rectifier acts to reduce the direct voltage and bring back to current to its normal set value. So our first target is when the rectifier current is increased in case of short circuit fault, our first target that is the current control of the rectifier or do that reduce the direct voltage and bring back the current to its normal set value. At the inverter, the current becomes less than its current controller reference. In case of an inverter, the current becomes very less than its current controller reference. Okay. Consequently, the inverter mode of operation that is changed from CAA mode to CC mode. CAA mode means constant extinction angle mode to constant current mode. Okay, this causes the inverter voltage to run down to zero and then reverse polarity. What it does, that is this causes the inverter voltage to run down to the inverter voltage becomes zero. Here you can see that in case of the number the graph that is number 1, it is under normal operation, and the number 2 is when DC line fault and normal control happens, that is the number 2. Here you can see the inverter becomes zero. The inverter becomes zero. The inverter current becomes back to zero, and then it goes down. That means goes down to zero. That means it reverses the polarity. Okay, the voltage are equal to the RI drop in the line from each converter to the fault. The rectifier current is, suppose in case of it is we can write it I ordinary, and the inverter current is I ordinary minus IM in the opposite direction. Okay. So we can have an answer. This is the normal condition in during the fault. The inverter current goes below zero, and it is in reverse current. The steady state fault current is thus equal to the current margin IM, which is only about 15% of the rated current. Okay, the steady state fault current is being equal to the current margin, that is IM. Okay, next is our fast acting line protection. This is the normal control operation, and after the next topic is the fast acting line protection. Here, the normal current action of the converter while limiting the fault current to IM does not extinguish the fault arc. So the normal control action of the converter, it can limit the fault current to IM, but it cannot extinguish the fault arc. Okay, therefore an additional control is used to reduce the fault current and the recovery voltage across the fault up to zero. So we need an additional control which can reduce the fault current more, and fault current and the recovery voltage across the fault path to zero. the fault is detected by a collapse in DC voltage, usually at the rectifier. The fault can be so you can understand the fault is detected by a collapse in the DC voltage, collapse in the DC voltage, and collapse in the DC voltage. Usually at the rectifier and by a decrease in the current at the inverter. So we can detect the fault by a collapse in DC voltage. Usually in case of rectifier the voltage is increasing, and in case of rectifier the current is increased and the decrease in the current at the inverter position. Both magnitude of the voltage drop and the rate of change of voltage may be used to detect the fault. So we can both the magnitude of the voltage drop and the rate of change of voltage. These two things can be used to detect the fault. Okay. Next is the fault on the AC system. The fault on the AC system beyond the DC link do not produce. The fault on the AC system beyond the DC link do not produce such rapid voltage. Do not produce such rapid voltage. Do not produce such rapid voltage. So the in beyond the DC link, beyond the fault beyond the DC link, do not produce such rapid voltage. So that cannot be detected. Okay, that cannot be detected. To clear the fault, to clear the fault, the inverter is kept in inversion and the rectifier is also driven to inversion. Okay, to establish terminal voltage. To establish terminal voltage of correct polarity for fault clearing, angle beta of the inverter is given a maximum limit of above 80 degree, which allows the inverter voltage to run down to low value but not to reverse. Okay, so if we want to clear the fault, the inverter is kept in inversion mode and the rectifier is also kept in inversion. Okay. To establish the terminal voltage of current of correct polarity for fault clearing, angle beta of the inverter is given to a maximum limit, that is 80 degree, and the rectifier ignition delay angle alpha is shifted considerably beyond 90 degree. Okay, to about 140. So we keep the fault angle beta, fault clearing angle beta of the inverter in the maximum level 80 degree, and the rectifier ignition delay angle alpha is between 90 to 140. The resulting voltage profile as this is the voltage resulting voltage, that is given as C, curve C. The resulting voltage profile is indicated by curve 3. The current in the pole attempt to reverse direction. However, the current in the rectifier cannot reverse because of unidirectional current characteristic of the valve. Therefore, the current is reduced to zero rapidly. Thus, the fault clearing is called this fault clearing is so that volume is called the force retarded. Okay. Number 3, there is a curve C is showing the figure. This is the current of the pole, which this is the current of the pole which try to reverse but it cannot. Which trying to reverse, but it cannot reverse because the unidirectional current characteristic of the valve. So the current reduced to zero very rapidly in about 10 milliseconds. This fault clearing process is called force retard. Okay. The DC overhead lines are restarted after allowing deionization of the air surrounding the earth, that is 60 to 200 milliseconds. If the fault is temporary and the restart is successful, the voltage and current are ramped up. Okay. So what is saying? The DC overhead lines are restarted after allowing for deionization of the air surrounding the earth. If the fault is temporary and the restart is successful, the voltage and current are ramped up. Ramped up means increase. Typically, the total time of fault clearing and the return to the rated power transfer, the total typically the total time for fault clearing and the return to rated power transfer is on the order of 200 to 300 milliseconds. The recovery time is higher to DC link connected. The recovery time is higher for the DC link which are connected with a weak AC system. Okay, those DC lines which are connected with weak DC system, with AC system, the recovery time is very high for them. The automatic repair is not attempted for wholly stable system because the cable fault is nearly always permanent fault. Okay. Next, so this is our DC link line fault. First one is the normal control action, and second one is the fast acting current protection, which is called as force retard. Okay, these two are controls of these two are the DC line fault, and which can we try to minimize the. This is the two processes are DC line fault, which where we try to remove the fault. Okay. Next is our converter fault. What is saying? Converter fault. The most DC power circuit fault in the converter station will require either the valve group or the pole to be shut down. So the DC power circuit fault in the converter station will require either the valve group or the pole to be shut down. So if there is a converter fault, so what we need to do? We need to shut down the valve group or the pole. In case of a converter fault happens. A valve group fault, unless it is of a minor nature, will require the entire pole to cease transmission of power. So, if in case of valve group fault, it is not a minor fault. It requires to entire pole to cease transmission power. Usually, a very fast current reduction to zero is ordered. Consequently, the firing angle at the rectifier is shifted to at least 90 degrees and the possibly well into the inverter region. So, a fast current reduction is 0 to 0 is ordered. Coincidentally, the firing angle at the rectifier is shifted to at least 90 degrees and possibly well into the inverter region. The current in the pole can be brought to 0 in less than 30 milliseconds. An isolation sequence will follow. Which may take several seconds to execute depending on the type of the valve group isolator used. The isolation sequence will follow which may take several seconds to execute depending on the type of valve group isolator used. Okay. Then the remaining valve group in the pole may be restarted in the normal manner. So, if there is the remaining, those are the remaining valve group in the pole, those can be restarted in the normal position. Okay, this is our conversion fault. And next one is the AC system fault, which will be discussed on the next day. Okay.